Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, this is Burgandy Bets. We gamble on football and we cash tickets. If that's your type of thing, go ahead, hit that like, subscribe, notification bell. I'm joined by my esteemed colleague, Daniel Lavin, at Dan_Lavin. Dan, how do you feel about the week? Week 11 we're on now.
Absolutely. I'm feeling good. I think there's a lot of opportunities. I think there's also a couple things to watch out for this week, so ready to get into it.
There always is, absolutely. Once again, guys, official picks will be in the description of the video below. I went 5-4 last week, which brings my season total to 75, 59, and 1. Dan's just jumping into this thing, but his picks will be in the description, and we'll kick everything off here. First game, we have Thursday Night Football. The New England Patriots travel to Atlanta to play the Falcons. This line opened up. Patriots at -6 has now gone up to Patriots at -7. Interesting here, obviously the numbers are working towards the Patriots, top 10 in defensive and offensive passing yards per attempt, slight lean in the rushing game as well. But what we've seen here is these primetime dogs are just covering these games, winning these games, and the bias from last week. I mean, this is now 2 weeks in a row we've seen the Patriots just smash opponents, and the Falcons laid an egg last week. Do you think this line's too much? Do you like where it's at? Do you have a lean on the total sitting at 47? Break it down, Dan.
I got this line real early when it opened up at actually -5.5. I have it right now. I did see it moving a little bit, which is why I took it. This one's tough. The Patriots defense has looked fantastic, possibly the best in the league right now. I know I've been saying for a little bit that it's good, but of course, Bill Belichick, he's always going to have a good defense. Matt Ryan's been looking a little better. Cordell Patterson's going to be out this game, which I think will have a decent effect. Mike Davis will be filling that role. If I had to pick, I would still stay with the Patriots -6, and I'd take the. But I'm just at Patriots -5.5 is what I'm running with right now.
Yeah, that seems like a lot of people are going to be on the Patriots this week. I'm not sure if Cordell Patterson's going to be completely out. I know he was limited in practice yesterday. I mean, obviously a short week Thursday, he might be in there, but how effective will he be if he is in there? Who knows? Mike Davis sucks. He is a terrible starting running back. I mean, his numbers, when you put Cordell in the backfield, I mean, every time he touches the ball, he's gaining 8 yards. Mike Davis struggles to get 3. I absolutely hate Mike Davis in that offense. He did a great job filling in for CMC in Carolina last year, but not looking good on this Falcons team. Any player props? Anything you think could be a lean in this game? I'm usually very heavy on the Cordell Patterson props. Anyone who watches the show knows that. They did not hit last week, but if you've been riding his props, they have cashed in at a very high % this year. Obviously, we can't take those this week with this New England defense and the uncertainty of the injury, but anywhere else, anybody on this team, or even in the New England team. Damian Harris, we don't know. He might be back from that concussion. If he's not, Ramondre Stevens, I mean, he filled in well. Had over 100 yards, touchdown day. Anything there from a props market you think stands out?
Props for the Patriots is always so tough. They definitely like to spread the ball around a lot, as I'm sure you know. I mean, Kyle Pitts over is always going to be something to look at, but like you said, going up against that elite defense of the Patriots, it's going to be real tough to pull out some sort of big cover there on the yards. Yeah,
obviously we do not have these props. Actually, they might even be out yet. I'll check during the show. But yeah, maybe the Pitts prop would be a look to go. But I don't want to get too cute with this game and, jump on, hey, home dog, primetime dog, that type of thing. I think if I do get involved in this game, it will just be throwing the Patriots in some sort of teaser. These short weeks, but even that, I would imagine Bill Belichick, if anybody, will have this team ready to rock and roll. We'll move on to the 1 o'clock slate. Sunday, Colts at the Buffalo Bills. This line opened up. Bills -6 has now gone to Bills -7. There is a 7.5 out there on some books if you like the Colts, shop around there. Interesting, I said on last week's video to be careful about the JT rushing props going up against the Jacksonville Jaguars. Rush defense was allowing a second best in the NFL at only 3.8 yards per carry, and he just smashed them. Maybe this guy's matchup proof. Maybe the offensive line is matchup proof. I mean, they're second in the NFL with 5.1 yards per carry. I mean, they're running the ball first, second down. They're not even getting in third down situations. However, on the Buffalo side of things, I mean, they're fourth in the NFL in stopping the run per yards per carry, allowing only 3.8. Something's going to have to give in that matchup. I really want to take the Colts here. I think this is sort of like a future playoff game. These two teams met in the playoffs last year. They did lose in Buffalo. Obviously, there wasn't Carson Wentz. But at the same time, that's what's holding me off of this. I mean, in a close game, which I personally expect to be a very close game, I want to take the Colts, but I mean, is Carson going to do Carson? Is he going to have a strip sack? Is he going to throw that pick? That's what's keeping me off here. Do you have a lean, anything breaking us down here?
I think this is the perfect opportunity to take the Colts. The line looks like it's enough for them to cover, and you're just cautious enough about it where it seems a little bit scary. If I had to pick something, I take the Colts. I'm staying off this game for right now. I really want to see where the Jonathan Taylor rushing yards come up as. Last week was it was odd for him. Like, he had 92 rushing yards in the first quarter, I believe, and only ended the game with 116.
Exactly.
So for whatever reason, they stopped giving him the ball, or he just stopped getting yards after the next three quarters. I don't know if that really means anything. It was interesting to look at, but if I had to pick, I'd be back in the Colts here. But I think it's just better to stay off this with how well the Bills' defense is playing.
Very glad you brought up that Jonathan Taylor point. I forgot to bring that up. Yeah, he did eclipse his mark, but when you look at the end of the game and you see where his rushing lines were, where they started in the first quarter, you think, hell, this guy's going to have 200 yards this game. Obviously, it's the NFL. That stuff's not going to happen, but a lot of that was on big runs. I mean, I think he started out the game with a 34-yard run and then a 25-yard run. So maybe, Water would be finding level here going against the Bills defense, but I'm not stepping in front of JT props right now. I really do want to back the Colts here. If this gets to 7.5 on the books I'm probably going to jump on the Colts. The Buffalo Bills, last few opponents, I mean, yeah, they're looking good right now, but, I mean, they lost to the Jags. What'd they do? Beat the Dolphins and then the Jets after that? I mean, the level of competition here going up against an Indianapolis Colts team who seems to be finding their stride, 4 in a row, back to 500 now, seems tough. Me personally, I'm probably going to have to make a play on the Colts here, but nothing official yet. Once again, guys, check the description. Me and Danny will be dropping picks in there. Next game on the slate, we have the Baltimore Ravens traveling to Chicago, the Windy City, to play the Bears in Soldier Field. Line opened up Ravens -6. You're seeing it at -6.5 out there right now. Not too much movement there. Over under 45.5 points. Couple key notes here. Ravens offense, believe it or not, they have top 5 and top 10 in top 5 rushing in the NFL, averaging nearly 5 yards a clip on the ground. And then what shocked me, the passing game. These Ravens are top with 7.8 yards per attempt in the air. Now, you got to assume a lot of that's, inflated numbers with the deep balls to Hollywood Brown and just pushing the ball down the field off play action. But I thought that was really interesting. And then as far as defense, both of these defenses rank in the bottom of the NFL, allowing 8 and 8.1 yards per attempt. And then both rushing defenses, middle of the pack, allowing 4.2 and 4.1 yards per carry. Is this an under game? Is this a Baltimore smash spot after looking embarrassed on multiple weeks? Or is Justin Fields going to lead this Bears team to a cover here? Interesting note, the Ravens have only covered this number twice this year, currently at 6.5. Break it down, Dan.
I took the Ravens -6 when this first opened up, expecting that line to possibly move a little bit. It clearly hasn't, and at this point, I don't think it's going to anymore. The over-under is tough. I can never trust the Bears to put up enough points to cover an over. The Ravens, obviously, you can, but they've been a little bit, sort of hit or miss with them. At this point, it's tough. I'm going to stick with my Ravens -6, but I really don't have any leans other ways in this game.
Yeah, it's a tough game. Just knowing that the Ravens have only covered this number twice before, but that doesn't mean really anything. Narratives can be spun. We all know that. I don't have a lean on this game. Something to look forward to that someone else brought to my attention. David Montgomery, his props might be light on this game. He was, I believe he had, coming back from his first game, he had 70% of the work share for touches out of the backfield. So that's something to look at once those props do drop. We'll keep it pushing here. Packers at the Vikings. Packers -2.5 on the road, over under 49 points. I have a play here. I took the Packers and I took them on the money line. The juice was -115 on my book. The money line was -135. With the stuff we've seen coming out of Green Bay, with Mason Crosby missing extra points, missing field goals, I'm not going to lose this bet on a Mason Crosby missed extra point. If I lose laying the little bit of chalk, that's fine. I can live with that. What I can't live with is losing this bet like I lost with the Titans last week on a half a point. I refuse to do it. Give me the Packers. Give me the money line. Something very interesting here. Also, we know Aaron Jones is not going to suit up for this game. My favorite prop this week, similar to the CMC prop last week, is going to be A.J. Dillon. The Vikings I don't know what the updated projection is from last week, but the week before they just beat the Chargers, they were giving up 4.6 yards per carry on the ground. I think A.J. Dillon is going to run all over this team. He got involved in the passing game as well. Expect him to get 3 or 4 targets this game. I'll be all over A.J. Dillon. I'm already on the Packers money line. What do you got in this one, Dan?
I agree completely with you on A.J. Dillon. Aaron Jones obviously is a key piece in the offense, but I think A.J. Dillon fits that role perfectly. I don't think he missed a beat at all playing the Seahawks. I don't know if anyone saw them shutting out the Seahawks, except maybe Dave Portnoy, who I heard had $500,000 on it. But, I mean, the Packers look like the best team in the NFL right now. The Vikings, I think, are better than their record. I have them at the top of my under 500 rankings right now. But, I mean, Aaron Rodgers, divisional matchup, only have to win by a field goal. I took the Packers -2.5 here, and I think they could.
Yeah, no, I think the Packers are a spot here. A lot of people, I know they're going to like the Vikings here, divisional matchup, but this isn't a big spread here. I mean, this is, a little bit over a field goal spread. And the Packers, I believe they still have covered every single game this year except for that blunder in New Orleans in week 1 here. So I'm not stepping in front of them. Give me the Packers. You're on the Packers. A.J. Dillon props, I want every little bit of that I can get once they drop. And we'll keep it moving. Texans at the Titans. Dan, are you going to lay the 10 with the Titans? Or are you going to piggyback Tyrod Taylor now with another full week of practice, getting better, Brandon Cooks? This is a divisional matchup. Is 10 enough? 10.5 on some books, including DraftKings, which you're going to see on that ticker right below you. No Derrick Henry, no real problem as of yet, but this is a big number. Tennessee coming off beating the best teams in the NFL, beating the Bills, beating the Chiefs, beating the Chargers. Now just beat the Saints. Is this a letdown spot at home against a divisional opponent?
This one, I think you could probably spin yourself a narrative either way, regardless of who you want to pick. I mean, the Titans have been beating a lot of teams. The teams that they've beaten that have been close games have been the Bills by 3 points, the Saints by 2 points, the Colts by 3 points. All good defenses. Teams they blew out were the Chiefs, the Jags, and the Rams, which, as much as I hate to say it, all of that bad defenses. Even the Rams, who should have, one of the best in the league. I personally think -10 is a little too much to cover here to take the Titans, but I'm probably going to stay off this either way because the Texans have an awful defense, and I could very easily see the Titans just blowing this game out.
Yeah, I guess that's enough to keep me off of it. I was thinking about grabbing the 10.5, but then you jump in some of the stats there. I mean, the Texans dead last in the NFL with 3.8 yards per rush. Can't run the ball. Dead last, or 25th in the NFL, 6.8 yards passing attempt. Can't pass the ball. Can't run the ball. Can't play defense. And now you have to play the Titans. So you're right. I'm going to stay off of that. Any thoughts on this total? Is this a low-scoring game? Is it going to be under 44.5?
I don't think you can ever trust the Texans to put up points. I mean, I do think the Titans will be putting up points, but I wouldn't touch that over. Who knows what the Texans are going to put up? It'd be very tough.
Yeah, it's tough. No props for me in this. Nothing really. I guess I'm going to stay off. We'll keep it moving here. We have America's game of the week. The Detroit Lions travel to Cleveland to play the Browns. This line's 10. Hasn't gone anywhere. Has stayed at 10. Despite money coming in on both sides. People love to back the Lions. I know you cashed a ticket on them last week. Securing their first time this year where they have not lost a game. They have now tied. They avoid the first ever 0-17 season that they were projected to hit.
Well, they're popping the champagne in Detroit, that's for sure.
Yeah. Yes, they are. Yes, they are. Geez, what a disappointment for that team. I mean, at some point, with how many heartbreaks the Lions have had, the double dunk on the Justin Tucker kick, the letdowns at home, the fighting back in week 1, down 30 points, almost beat the Niners. And now last week, losing a game that they were in overtime. Not losing, but tying. I mean, this is week 11, Dan. At some point, does this team just shut it down and just? I mean, they avoided the winless season. I mean, well, with the tie, but I mean, it's week 11. Are they gonna come out and keep fighting for Motor City Dan Campbell? And if they do, I believe that's the only reason they would. What do you think?
I mean, this was definitely a letdown for the fans. I can't even say it was a letdown for the team because they had so many opportunities to close that game out, and they just didn't. They fell short every time. You are going up against a great defense in the Steelers, but I mean, I don't know what to make of the Lions. I'm glad I was able to catch a take on them at least once. I was able to back them at least once here, but it's tough. I don't know what to make of the rest of their season. Who knows? I haven't looked at their schedule look ahead yet, but I don't know if they're going to get a win at any point.
Yeah, it will be interesting to see how it goes. But that's future. We'll stay on this game here. Some of these numbers I sent you, I mean, this just seems like Browns first half, Browns smash. I mean, these numbers are awful. The Browns Browns passing attack averages 7.7 yards per attempt, while the Lions, last in the NFL, average 6.3. The Browns have the best rushing attack, averaging 5.3 yards per carry. The Browns' rush defense allows a top 5 in the NFL, 3.8. The Lions, mid-pack, 4.4. The Browns' pass defense allows 7.5 yards per attempt. The Lions, dead last in the NFL, with 8.5 yards per attempt. Everything's telling you that Baker or not, even if it's Casey Keenum, they're going to have Nick Chubb back for this game, no?
I believe so, yes.
Okay.
He's supposed to.
Yeah, everything's saying Browns smash, Browns smash. I'm going to lay the 10 with the Browns here, but I'm going to wait. I'm going to wait to see if Baker doesn't start this game and if we get Casey Keenum, because I believe if we do, people love back in Detroit. I believe I can get a 9.5 here, and I don't have to lay the 2 scores. What's your thoughts on this line and game?
I agree with you completely. I stayed off this game so far. If Baker is confirmed, I probably will find myself taking the Browns over here. But as of right now, I just want to stay away and see what happens.
Yeah, get more information. Once again, folks, we are recording this on a Wednesday, and we'll keep it moving here. Washington football team at the Carolina Panthers. This line's Carolina laying the 3.5 at home with an over-under of 43 points. Last week we saw Cam Newton come into the game. I'm back. Scores the touchdown, then scores the second touchdown. Christian McCaffrey smashing his props as we expect him to do. On the Washington side of things, it had to be the upset of the week. Just handling the Tampa Bay Buccaneers with Tampa Bay coming off a bye. I mean, Tampa Bay coming off a bye week, a veteran team like this, a Tom Brady-led team like this, just going out there and laying a complete egg on the road. This Tampa Bay team is obviously not the same team on the road that they are at home. Now, interesting here, this line opened up Carolina minus 1.5 was the look ahead. It's already gone out over a field goal to 3.5. Is that too much? Carolina is expecting to trot Cam Newton out there as a starter. I mean, if you watched any of his games last year, the guy could not throw the ball well. You know, whether that shoulder was the problem, and now he's getting a chance after rehabilitating and getting better. Maybe his mechanics is not going to be hurt with that shoulder throwing the ball. What do you think here? Washington, Carolina, break it down.
Yeah, this game should be a pick 'em. There's no reason why Carolina's minus 3.5. If I was to pick anyone, probably Washington. I most likely will take Washington. Doesn't make any sense with the uncertainty of Newton behind the, throwing the ball.
Mm-hmm.
We have no idea what that's going to look like. I don't understand why this line's minus 3.5 in Carolina's favor. If anything, I could see it in Washington's favor, but this just doesn't add up.
Yeah, this could be a road dog spot to take on the money line. Interesting here, obviously, Washington football team, they have some injuries up front. Obviously, reigning defensive rookie of the year, Chase Young, out for the season, torn ACL. I believe Montez is their other first-round pick. Obviously, that entire defensive line is littered with first-round draft picks. But I believe he's injured as well. I'm not sure if he's going to go for the game. I agree with everything you said there. Other than home field advantage, I don't see why Carolina is laying points to anyone in the NFL. They still do have a top 5 passing defense for yards per attempt, which is something they can hang their hat on. Obviously, Stephon Gilmore coming back. I fully expect him to shut down or highly limit Terry McLaurin's production, who is basically their offense, set aside from their running back Antonio Gibson, who still has that shin injury. We might get Logan Thomas back for Washington. If not, it will be Ricky Seals-Jones out there again, who's just producing as well. Obviously, it's going to be Christian McCaffrey here again. I'm going to be on the rushing. I'm going to be on the receiving. Now, we're not going to get a small number like we did last week. Oh, I just love when a player like his caliber comes back. The books, they don't put it on him. I mean, even after what he did the first week, what were his numbers last week? 63 yards on the ground?
It was a lot.
Well, for the books, and there was like 38 receiving. I mean, he smashed it. I expect that to be a much higher this week, probably in the 70s, 80s. But that will be my spot and look on the game.
Absolutely.
Now, the game I know you have circled on your calendar. The game you have waited all year. The New Orleans Saints travel to Philadelphia to play the Eagles. The Eagles line opened up, laying a 1.5 at home. Since gone down, New Orleans money coming in. Eagles now -1. Over under 44 points. Saints have the top rushing defense in the league, allowing only 3.1 yards per carry. This Eagles team didn't give a fuck about running the ball the first half of the season. Now, against their last 2 opponents, they ran it down the Chargers' throat, and they were just running everywhere on the Broncos. What do you think here? Eagles, Saints, break it down.
I mean, surprise, surprise. Once every single person who's ever watched a game of football was yelling at Sirianni to run the ball, we started winning games. Shocking how that works. I didn't understand why the Eagles were -1, not +108. I don't know if I personally can do that just being a Philly fan, but I see the Saints winning. I don't think the Eagles can rush against this defense. It's probably the best defense in the league, second best or third. I'm on the Saints here. I'm not actually going to take it, but if I was going to, that would definitely.
Okay, your internet's cutting in a little bit out, but it's not too choppy, so we're just going to push through it like warriors that we are. We're not going to let a little lag slow us down. I agree with you here. It's a very interesting mantra with the Saints this year. When they're favorites of more than 4 points, you bet against them. When they're dogs, you bet on them. If they can stop this game and make Jalen Hurts beat them through the air, I don't know if he's going to be able to. And we can get plus money on the Saints right now. Nothing official yet, but that is my lean. Would be on the Saints in this game. I think the under or the over is a spot here with 44, not the lowest total of the week, but one of the lower totals on a week on 2 teams that have been producing points, Philadelphia, on a much grander scale lately. That seems like an option as well. Nothing official, though. AFC East Showdown. The Miami Dolphins travel to New York to play the Jets. Breaking news out of New York, as it has been confirmed to us via Ian Rappaport, that footsteps, Joe Falco will be making the start on Sunday, leading the charge for the New York Jets against the division rival Miami Dolphins. The Dolphins coming off of that great performance at home, dismantling the Ravens. Lamar looked terrible, couldn't get anything off, just blitzing under attack. They couldn't do anything. Miami's defense really, really showing out in that game. Was that game an outlier? Is this something we're going to see from Miami moving forward? They do have a dog shit record. They're not going to be able to make the playoffs. They're not going to do anything like that. But maybe they can gain on this, into next year. Both of these teams rank bottom in the NFL, 3.4 yards per carry. Not very good running the ball. Dolphins rank 30th in the NFL with only 6.3 yards per passing attempt. New York's only slightly better, 6.9. Basically, what we're getting at, these are 2 bad football teams. And you have a veteran quarterback like a Joe Flacco coming in here. I don't think he's going to make mistakes. I mean, is this a point where you just take the points in the home team, or you feel like laying the money, the 3 points with the Dolphins? It seems like everybody's on the Dolphins. All the ticket counts, all the cash, everybody's on the Dolphins, but the line hasn't gone anywhere.
against the Ravens. This is a whole new Dolphins we're looking at. I think we're looking at the same thing. Just as simple as they saw, weakness in the Ravens, and that is blitzing Lamar Jackson, which clearly worked for them. They did it more times than I believe any other teams blitz this season, or possibly in a few. That worked out well for them. I don't see this line either way having an advantage. The one thing I do see is the under, going over their team totals and where this over-under is at. I have the under in this game. I think that's the only logical play that I personally can make.
Yeah, no, the under is a great spot to think about here. Just such inefficiency on the offensive side of the ball with both of these teams. Defenses aren't any better either, but that does seem to be the look. I will be on, once again, if you watch this channel, you know I love my Mike Gesicki props. And last week I came out and said, jig is up, the news is out, they finally found us. Because for the first time ever, Mike Gesicki props dropped over 50 yards. In fact, they dropped it over 55.5 yards. So we stayed off it, we didn't play it. And the guy did not record one catch for 1 yard, not one reception. Triple goose egg on the stat line. For that reason, I feel like we're going to get a much better line this week. If this thing's anything in the 40s, I will be on it. Mike Gesicki. Go ahead. Remember, guys, check the description of the video. That's going to be my look in this game. The under is a very sharp look as well. I do agree with you there. We'll keep this show moving. 49ers at the Jacksonville Jaguars. This line opened up 49ers laying 6. Went up to 6.5. Gone right back down to 6. Jags are getting some love out here. I wanted to back the Jags last week against the Colts. I thought 10 points was too much, division opponent, but I didn't have the stones to pull the trigger on it. Couple interesting notes here. The 49ers rank 4th in the NFL with 8.2 yards per passing attempt. Most of that's coming off the play-action game. I mean, they just keep running the ball down team's throats. They bring the safety down. You got a stacked box, and then they hit you over the top. That game that they just pulled off against the Rams when everybody in the world was on the Rams, but the books would not move that 3.5 was so scary. I took the Rams. I took a money line. I thought it might be a field goal game, but they absolutely got dog-walked. The amount of motion and college-type atmosphere in the playbook for the 49ers was something that we haven't seen in the NFL in a while. I mean, Deebo Samuel was in the backfield a lot. Motions, zone running schemes. Now, I say a college playbook because it just was similar to that, with the play style. And now, if there's one coach in the NFL, if the 49ers implement the same game plan, if there's got to be a coach that's familiar with seeing this, it's got to be Urban Meyer, no? I mean, doesn't the guy have to have a game plan? I mean, double sticks Urban. He's got to be on the chalkboard, very excited for this game at home with an offense he's seen the last 15 years. Not an offense, but you get the idea. So scheme play calling that he's seen for the last 15 years in NCAA. I don't know. Am I crazy to want the Jaguars and the points at home here?
I don't think you are. This game scares me quite a bit, actually. I took the Niners -5 when it first opened up. Correct me if I'm wrong here, I believe the majority of the tickets came on the Jags, and we saw a reverse line movement to -6.5. That scares me. I almost at this point want to cash my ticket out, stay off this game. I'm probably just going to ride with my -5. My streak of fading the 49ers has ended last week, and it ended pretty big for me. I was definitely on the Rams there. But, I mean, Kyle Shanahan is an elite play designer when it comes to the run. It's always been his thing, and we saw it. We saw everything last week, especially, I mean, like you mentioned, Deebo. We had performance out of him. Kittle looked great, too. That's the reason that I took them at -5, but this reverse line movement is something. I think the Jags might be the play here.
Well, don't get too worried. It is early in the week. This is only Wednesday. So with the money coming in on the Jags and then it going up to 6.5, coming back down to 6, I think you're okay there. I don't think they know anything we don't yet. But if we continue to see that come Saturday morning, Sunday morning, then you might be in trouble. But as of right now, I think you're in a good spot. Still early in the week. We're not going to see a large ticket share until Saturday night, Sunday morning. Jags ranked 2nd in the league, right behind the Colts, with 5.1 yards per rush. Now, a lot of that's inflated with the huge runs by Orgor last week and James Robinson. I believe James Robinson props are in play here. I mean, he's right back after the injury that had him out for a couple weeks, right back to 70% share in the backfield. I think that's somewhere to look. Other than that, is the under 46? I was looking at that. You think that's in play? I mean, my only thoughts.
It could be. I think this 49ers.
Go ahead.
Say that again?
Go ahead.
I think this 49ers offense has been looking better and better. So I'm going to stay off the under. But it could be a play. Jaguars defense has been looking better.
Yeah, that was my thought there. I mean, the two defenses, that's where I was looking at this game. Nothing official. I'll be on those props. At Dan already has a 49ers ticket in his pocket. That's the 1 o'clock games, folks. Now we're going to hit this 4 o'clock slate. If you're still here, you're still watching the video, go ahead, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, yada, yada, yada. You know the drill. 4 o'clock, I have an official play here. Bengals travel to the Raiders. The Death Star in Las Vegas. Over 49.5. That's what I'm going to play here. This line opened up Bengals +3. Was the look-ahead line after the Raiders game against the Chiefs where they laid that egg. It's now down to Bengals -1, where it was Bengals +3. Both of these offenses rank in the top in the NFL in yards per attempt at 8.8 and 8.1. Now, some of those inflated numbers from Jamar Chase, big days. But still, we're in Week 11. I feel like we have enough sample size to be able to take those numbers and make an educated guess with them on this. I'm going to take the over 49.5 in this game. I'm sorry, I got a 49. There's now 49.5s on the board. I don't care. I still endorse that play. I think we're looking at a shootout in Vegas. What's your thoughts? Break it down.
I love that over 49. Also, I think that's a great play from you. This is a big week for the Bengals. If they want to be taken seriously, if they want to keep playoff chances alive, I think they have to win this game. They've got the third most difficult schedule going up with only one of the remaining eight teams they still have to play being under 500. I think the Bengals have to win here. I think they know they have to win. If I was going to lean one way, I would take Bengals -1. I might still take them later on in the week, but I love them.
Okay. Yeah, just with those numbers there, both teams middle of the pack, 4.2, 4.5 yards per carry on the ground. I think the playmakers show up in this game. The Bengals need to bounce back, man. I mean, after the show they put on against the Ravens to then lose to the Jets and then just to get steamrolled against the division rival Browns, this is a big game for them. If they drop a third game in a row here, this isn't the Bengals with a bright future with Joe Burrow at quarterback. It's the same old Bengals. You fucking put the wool over our eyes the first 6 weeks of the season, but we're on to you. We know who you are. Big game for the Bengals. They need to show up here. As far as the Raiders, they need to show up here as well. I mean, this is a team that after the first quarter of the season had playoff aspirations. Now they're still in the hunt in the AFC West. They're still in the mix for that wild card spot. Both these teams need big wins here. Give me the over. We'll move on. Now, we joked about America's Game of the Week, but this is America's Game of the Week. 4:25 kickoff. The Dallas Cowboys travel to Arrowhead Stadium to play the Chiefs. I don't know why this game's America's Game of the Week. This should be primetime. They should slot this game in and move the primetime game over here. Everybody should be watching this game. I'm so excited for this game. Okay. Dallas Cowboys at Chiefs. Chiefs laying 2.5 points at home. Over under highest of the week at 55. You're going to see 56 on some books. Highest projected total of the week. Dallas ranks third in the NFL, averaging 8.3 passing yards per attempt, while the Chiefs rank, mid-pack 7.1. But we could be seeing the Chiefs turn the corner. Just a great performance against the Raiders. We always knew they had it in them. For whatever reason it was, starting during the season, are they back? What are your thoughts? First, before we break into this game, what are your thoughts on the Chiefs? Are they back? Was it a 1 week admiration? Can we not put too much stock into that 1 week, or do you think there's just so much talent on this team, particularly the quarterback, wide receiver, tight end, that we should have known that this would happen at some point?
I think everyone had an inclination that this was going to happen at some point. I don't know if you can really declare them as back completely, but they definitely put on a show and they looked like the Chiefs that we've been seeing for the last 2 years. This one, it's going to be a very, very entertaining game, a high-scoring game, as you can see by that over, the highest of the week, I believe. I'm excited to watch this quite a bit.
Yeah, no, so am I. Both teams ranked top 10 in rushing yards per carry as well, 4.6, 4.5. Now, as far as defenses, the Chiefs allow 8 yards per attempt, which is bottom 5 in the NFL. That's not good. Both teams mid-pack 4.6 and 4.3 on the ground. The only statistic I could find here was that Dallas is top in yards per attempt, and the Chiefs are bottom in allowing yards per attempt. I think Dallas is a real football team. I'm not worried about what happened against the Broncos as double-digit favorites, getting the doors blown off. I believe they were sleepwalking through that game. We saw the turnaround against Atlanta. Now they're going to go on the road here to a Chiefs team. Both these teams are hot. Dallas 7-2, I believe, 7-3. Chiefs 6-4. I want to take Dallas here, and if I want to take Dallas, I believe I got to take them on the money line as well here. There's just so much firepower here. Very excited for this game. If you can't tell, what's your thoughts? Where are you going here? Where are you laying money? Are you going to stay on it? Are you going to make a move on this game, on America's game of the week?
I agree with you. Yeah, I think if you are going to back the Cowboys, you might as well take the money line. I'm not going to take either team here. I do definitely want to look at those player props receiving, Tyreek Hill, CeeDee Lamb, all those guys. We'll see when those drop and see if I can make a play on that. But I'm going to stay off the spread here. I can see this game going either way.
Yeah, just so exciting. Great game. Cannot wait for that. Player props, yeah, interesting. Tyreek Hill, he's always been known for that guy to take the top off the defense. But now with these teams playing two high safeties and really limiting the Chiefs' ability to push the ball down the field, his target share has gone through the roof. I believe Tyreek Hill has a 30% higher target share than anyone in the National Football League this year, or in the last couple weeks. Last 2 weeks, I believe. So that's very interesting. Tyreek Hill props, Travis Kelce props, Schultz props, you named them all. They're all somewhere to look in this game. The only thing is, it's going to be like throwing a dart. Which fucking one of these guys are going to show up and go out. I had Amari Cooper in some tickets last week. It was the CeeDee Lamb show. You know what I mean? It's going to go back and forth. And now we have the Sunday. Nope, not the Sunday night. Not yet. We have Cardinals at the Seattle Seahawks. Cardinals laying 2.5 on the road here, over under 49 points. With this line of Seattle being home dogs, you got to assume Kyler Murray's going to be back for this game for the Cardinals. Maybe D-Hop, maybe not. But with this line of Cardinals favorites on the road here with the 2.5, you got to imagine Kyler's going to play. The Cardinals are tied for worst in the second to worst in the National Football League, allowing 4.8 rush yards per carry. That's terrible. Normally, we saw it with CMC last week. You want to back great running backs against a team like this in their prop market. But without a Chris Carson, who the hell is going to be running the ball for Seattle? Is it going to be Penny? Is it going to be Collins? I can't back my money with either one of these two guys. And that's the only look I had in this game to turn a profit on it. Where are you at on this one, Dan?
I don't think this line portrays Murray being back. I don't know what Hopkins looks at, but I think if Murray is back, this line should be way higher. If he is, I think it's a smash spot for the 2.5. I think Cardinals will easily win if he's back in the quarterback spot.
I think this line says he is back. Seattle, very good home team. Historically, not recently. At least this season. I think if you do want to make a play on the Seahawks, just take them on the money line. If they're gonna cover the spread, I believe they win the game. I don't think this is something where they're going to be close and then the Cardinals are going to kick a last-second field goal. If the Cardinals get ahead in this game, I believe they're going to steamroll them. But I don't think they do. I think it will be a close competitive game. Thoughts on the total here if Kyler does play at 49?
I'd also like to see what the weather looks like.
It's going to be raining. It's always fucking raining in Seattle.
Yep. I think I'd stay off that. 49 seems like a lot.
Yeah, you're right. Probably just stay away from that game. No need to extend ourselves with that one. Sunday Night Football. The Pittsburgh Steelers travel to SoFi Stadium to play the Chargers. Line opened up Chargers -5, Chargers -4.5 on DK Sportsbook. Total over under 47.5 points. The Chargers have terrible rush defense. Every running back just runs right over them. However, the Pittsburgh Steelers' offensive line is one of the worst in the NFL. Najee Harris props are what I was going to look at in this game. I'm not sure what the deal is with the Chargers anymore. Had success with them earlier in the season. And you know what? Betting on a Chargers game is like death by 1,000 paper cuts. It's just a slow death. They can't stop the run. And if you're watching the game and it's just tick-tock, 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 5 yards, 5 yards, 5 yards. Herbert and the offense is on the fucking sideline because they can't get on the field because the defense can't get off the field because the defense can't stop the run, and everyone knows it. When you have Nick Sirianni running it down your throat, that tells you, listen, everybody knows to run the ball against you. You can't stop the run, and now Joey Bosa's on the COVID list. One of their starting tackles are on the COVID list. No news that they're going to be back for this game. And meanwhile, we're still waiting for Ben to pass his test to see if he's going to come back or if it'll be Mason Rudolph trotting his team out there again. Just a shit show. What's your breakdown here?
I mean, you've already said it. It's going to be Najee Harris over on rush yards. I mean, it depends where that drops at, obviously. But the Steelers have a lot between their injury and COVID list. I think it's Roethlisberger, Claypool, Juju Smith-Schuster.
Yeah, they're fucking banged up. Also. Absolutely.
If Roethlisberger is not playing, I'm going to be taking the under of 47. But Najee Harris, I think, is a smash spot no matter where his yards drop at. But obviously, we're going to wait to see.
Yeah, we're going to wait to see that. It's definitely going to be in the 90s. Interesting here, as I am shitting all over the Los Angeles Chargers rush defense, Pittsburgh Steelers are not too better or not too far behind them. Chargers giving up 4.8 at attempt. Steelers not far behind at 4.6. So they're not too much better either. And now TJ Watt out for the season, I believe, still. Maybe an Eckler look here, but I'm just so mad this is a Sunday night game. I mean, flex this thing out. Get Cowboys, Chiefs in there. That should be the line. And we're almost done. Last game, we have the Monday Night Football. The New York Giants travel to Tampa Bay to play the reigning defending Super Bowl champions. Buccaneers giving up 10.5 points at home with an over-under of 50. This should be one of the few times, I mean, I personally hope it's not, because I have Devontae Booker in a fantasy league, and I need him to start this week with Aaron Jones out now. But this may be one of the first times all year, not all year, but since the beginning of the year, that the Giants are at full strength. Expectations are Saquon will be back for this game. Sterling Shepard healthy. Kadarius Toney healthy. Kenny Golladay healthy. But does any of that matter? Playing Tampa Bay at home. I mean, the line's big. It's at 10.5 on DK right now. What's your breakdown of this game? Because the Buccaneers once had the number one passing offense in the league. They don't anymore. They're now averaging 7.6 yards per attempt. I believe they get Antonio Brown back this week, possibly Rob Gronkowski this week. I think they're just nursing Gronk just to get him ready for playoffs. Both defenses ranked top 10 in passing yards per attempt. The Buccaneers do still have that great rushing defense, but now their key centerpiece, Vita Vea, I don't think he's playing this game. I know he got hurt last game. They're allowing 3.7 yards per carry, but without him in the middle stuffing up that defense, I think Saquon could have some success. Booker could have some success. What's your thoughts? What's your breakdown here? Monday Night Football, Giants at Bucs.
I looked at everything on this game. I looked at, whatever I could think of to make a play one or the other, and I came up short. I really can't see it. I mean, this line's it's a large line, and I can't say taken either way. Bucks player props are so difficult with how many weapons they have on there.
Yep.
Saquon Barkley, I believe, should be back, but I don't know. But I mean, against that Bucks elite rush defense, it's very difficult to say. I think this might just be one of those games where I'm sitting back with a glass of whiskey and watching the Manning brothers talk it up on the television.
The Manning cast. It is a great cast. Yeah, I hear you. Maybe Antonio Brown props for me. Usually when they have their full stable of horses and they have Brown and Godwin and Evans and everybody's out there, usually the Bucs just throw 60s out there. They'll fucking put 68 on one guy, 66, 67, and then let the market adjust to it. I have had success grabbing earlier AB lines, but you got to make sure the guy's playing here. Yeah, not too many other leans other than that. Maybe Bucks first half would be a look for me in this game. But I just remembered, I hope this audio translated to the OBS screen recording, because if not, that would suck that we just did this whole thing. But yeah, hopefully it did. But hey, guys, thanks for watching. We hope everybody cashes their tickets. Official plays in the description below. I officially, I'm on Packers Moneyline. I am on the over in the Cincinnati Raiders game. And I am on the under in the Cardinals Seahawks game. Spread plays that I like. I did like Atlanta. I'm just going to stay off of it. I'll probably end up teasing the Patriots down. Maybe the Jets. I like Cleveland, and I will be on Indy. Dan, what do you got so far before we get out of here?
I mean, official plays for me is going to be Patriots -5 in the under in the Dolphins Jets game. But we'll see. We'll keep looking and see if anything changes.
Yeah, we will. Absolutely. Yeah, we will add our picks. They will be in the description of the video. Hopefully, this already are recorded. Guys, cash your tickets. We appreciate you. I'm Ron Burgandy at rburgandy88. That is Daniel Lavin at Dan_Lavin. Thanks, guys.